Hi, I'm Mike Fine, and this video is going to walk you through how to play your D and your A7 chords. So the first thing I need to do is grab my D chord. I'm going to take my first finger and I'm going to put it on the second fret of my third string. Then I'm going to take my second finger and I'm going to put it on the second fret as well, but now on the first string. So you can see I have my thumb back behind the neck. I have my two fingers nice and tall, and I'm trying to make sure I have a C shape with my fingers so that this string is ringing out. So I got my first finger, my second finger, and this second string is open right now. So I'm going to take my third finger now and I'm going to place it there. And I'm being careful to try to avoid bumping into other strings. So I'm going to play my D string, which is my fourth string, on down. Okay. To play my A7, I'm going to remove my third finger, and I'm going to take my first and second fingers, and I'm going to move them up. Now I'm tucking these fingers back just so you can see what frets I'm playing and what strings, but really these fingers are just hanging out, ready to go back to a D chord. So here's A7 now. I'm going to start from my fifth string and I'm going to strum down. Now to go back to D, I move my fingers back to the two higher strings, first and third. Ring finger comes back from the fourth string now. And back to A7. Back to D. And I want to get used to just switching without even looking, without worrying too much about where my fingers go. They just start to memorize where they're supposed to land. Okay. So now I want to try to play these chords in context. And the two songs that we're going to do to get used to D and A7 are Skip to My Lou and He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. And they're both in the red book, I believe on page 10. They have the same exact chord rhythm, which means the chords change exactly the same for both tunes. Switching between chords can be one of the hardest things to do on guitar, to get used to that muscle memory of switching from D to A7. And then as we get into more chords, it's going to be more complicated. And what I'm going to suggest that we do is leave just a little bit of rest to be able to change between the two chords. So instead of having to switch immediately from D to A7, that'll take time, you're going to play D, you'll have a beat of rest, and then go back to A7. Okay? So if I was playing Skip to My Lou or He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, here's how I would approach it. The first line, the first four measures has 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A7. And instead of playing 8 Ds, I'm going to play 7 Ds with a beat of rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th beat, I'm going to rest and move to A7 and play 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I rest on the 8th and I come back to D. 7 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, rest. And now here's the only tricky part in this tune. There's a 1 bar of A7 switching to D, again in just 1 bar. In that case, I'll do 3 A7s, rest on the 4th, and switch to D. Okay? So the pattern is 7 Ds, rest for a beat, 7 A7s, rest for a beat, 7 Ds, rest for a beat, 3 A7s with a rest, and then you can just play 3 Ds to finish out the song. Okay? You can leave additional rests if needed, if you need more time to switch. So for example, instead of doing 7, maybe I'll do 5 Ds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More time to switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More time to switch. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. 1 A7, 1 D. So that would be a simpler approach. Skip to my Lou, easier version. Skip to my Lou. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got the whole world in his hands, easier version. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole world in his hands, harder version. 1, 2,